How's it going, everyone? Welcome to part two of my book review for Midas Touch by Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, Why Some Entrepreneurs Get Rich and Why Most Don't. This is a fantastic book. Like I said, guys, I highly recommend it. So I'm gonna read you guys apart from the book. It's called Distilling It Down, Focus, Focus. And this is coming from Donald Trump's voice. The test for every entrepreneur is, can you follow one course until successful? Even if the going gets tough, as it clearly has many times for the two of us, can you remain focused on the right things? Too many weak entrepreneurs will say, this isn't working, and shift their focus to something else. They don't have the Midas touch. Leaders have vision, which is nothing more than the ability to see into the future. Entrepreneurs are different. They need more than vision. Entrepreneurs must have vision plus the power of focus. What we are saying is that entrepreneurs must be able to see the future and turn their vision into a profitable reality. You will find that a lot of entrepreneurs, as many as 9 out of 10, fail even though they have great vision. And a lot of businesses fail. You have a lot of entrepreneurs that get excited about starting a company, wanting to make it profitable, but entrepreneurs get tested when the you know what hits the fan. So, and a lot of them, they fumble and they don't continue, they focus on something else, which is true. And this is a valuable lesson for me because I still need to experience that, receive that Mike Tyson punch to the face kind of moment when it comes to my businesses. So, but it's a great thing that I'm learning from so many successful entrepreneurs to get myself prepared and ready for those tough moments. To continue, there are questions that are being asked that is good for entrepreneurs to keep it in mind. How long can you keep going when times are tough? How easily distracted are you? How well do you sell your ideas to others? Can you convince people to invest time and money into a mere vision, a thing that does not exist? What are some of the projects you have developed out of nothing? How prepared are you for the entrepreneur's world? Can you keep going even when you doubt yourself? And I'm gonna read you guys a section where it says, where is your focus? And this is talking about when teachers will give you some advice or when parents will tell their kids certain things, which is the common things that we hear often. And I'm gonna read you guys that part. Most kids go to school and are programmed by the system to focus on getting a job once they graduate from high school or college. This is why so many parents say to their kids, go to school or go to school to get a high paying job. Or their teachers might say, if you don't get good grades, you won't get a good job. We hear and read it in the media. That's why so many people focus on becoming employees, such as nurses, police officers, and business executives. This part might offend a lot of people, but there's a lot of truth to them. Some of the A students may focus on becoming highly paid professionals, such as doctors, lawyers, engineers, or accountants. The thought of another path doesn't even cross their minds because unless their parents or other family members are entrepreneurs, if you know the path even exists, they just don't think about it. Robert Kiyosaki's poor dad, as he likes to label, he was a school teacher who constantly had to remind Robert to go to school, get a job, so he could work for a good company, etc. But Robert Kiyosaki was rebellious, and he listened more to his rich dad. So And this is what Robert had to say. Well, Rich Dad advised them. He advised them to focus on business ownership. If you have read Robert Kiyosaki's books, he always preaches on the quadrant, which is the E, B, S, and I quadrant. E is for employee, B is for business owner, S is for self-employed, and I is for investor. And he wants people to focus more on the B and I section. And that's the section that I'm trying to reach in my life. Because right now, I feel like I'm on the S, a little bit on the E, but more on the S side. But I'm trying to transition myself to the B and the I. Even though the I feel like there's a little percentage there that I'm doing there, but I'm trying to make it full time the B and the I. So this is why I feel that entrepreneurs and books that that successful entrepreneurs put out makes a huge difference in the world. And last but not least, I'm gonna read you guys a part where it says three elements that give business its structure. And those three are mission, team, and leadership. So to summarize mission, I'm going to say this. Too many corporations don't recognize the importance of mission. They create mission statements that are flat and uninspiring. They totally miss this massive opportunity to define the spiritual purpose of the business. Now, I'm going to go with the part with the team now. When it comes to teams in the military, cooperation is essential for survival. In business, cooperation is essential to success. We can achieve much of anything on our own in this world, and that includes survival or success. And now for leadership. In military school, we develop our leadership skills by taking and giving orders. In that world, it was a way of life. Anyone who couldn't take or give orders was soon washed out. It was an environment of discipline, and there were no exceptions. So Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump are two people. For those of you who don't know, they did went to military school. Obviously, both of them was in two different kinds of military school. But there's a reason why both men, they're built different. They're very strong-willed. They've went through tough times from a business standpoint, but they never quit. They learn from their experiences and they're successful entrepreneurs for a reason. And I feel that it all began, in my opinion, from what I've been reading and watching and hearing. If it wasn't for military school, they would have not been as strong-willed as the way they are today. Because I feel like early on, when they were teenagers, when they were young kids, they had to go through that and to focus on leadership, um, being team oriented. So they like when you see these entrepreneurs being the way they are, you got to look at all the way from the beginning, their humble beginnings, and why they are wired the way they are. So again, guys, this is a book I recommend for every entrepreneur. There's so many great entrepreneur books out there. I definitely will put this up there. Midas Touch, Why Some Entrepreneurs Get Rich and Why Most Don't. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys next week for part 3 of this book, Midas Touch. Hopefully you guys hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, be safe. And may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.